Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another video on the second channel, and today, for the first time on the channel, we're doing a Q&A. Nice and easy. I've asked you on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, on pretty much every one of my social platforms for some questions, and I've got loads, so let's get on with it. I think it's only right that we start with the first question, which was from Sobo Edits. And by the way, it's not from Twitter, he's on YouTube, so shout out to you, mate. If you had to pick another job beside YouTuber and streamer, what would it be? To be honest, lads, I used to work at Nando's, so I don't really know what I would pick. But what I would probably like to do is something to do with business, because I've got a degree in business marketing. But that was quite nice and easy, so cheers for your question, mate. We'll just move on to the next one. The next question is from Instagram, and it's from Piper Gregory, and they say, how did I start working with Man City? Well, weird story, not even joking. That's the reason. Started streaming in lockdown on Twitch, doing nothing apart from probably just like, there used to be a bed here, the real ones remember, right? And basically what happened was I just got sent a kit one day, a Foot FG shirt, and I was like, and obviously I was buzzing that they sent me a kit, so I put it all over my social media, everything, told all my mates, told my dad and that. Dad still didn't have a clue what I was doing and stuff. And then there was a show called In The Game, which was EA's, where me, Kyle Walker, not the real one, and a guy called Leighton were doing it. And I started doing that, and I was like, I want to start doing other stuff. But obviously I had to be really patient. And then one day I got a call off City saying, do you want to present a show, the Matchday Live show? And I've been really excited to like try and get another opportunity and stuff. So I was like, yep, without thinking, yep. Not knowing the game was at 3 a.m. because City were playing in Houston against Bayern Munich. So I stayed up the day before drinking loads of Monster Energy. Shout out to Monster Energy. And then watching the show back, got to the studio, and for those of you that don't know, in a broadcast, you've got to have something in your ear where someone speaks. Never had that before. So it was a very weird experience because I was speaking to guests and I could hear my own voice as well. But it was really good. It seemed to have gone well, and then City just kept using me, and I've just had loads of opportunities, so I'm just grateful. And I think the answer to the question short is probably you guys. So yeah, AJ3 is probably going to be like, he's thanking people already. Well, yeah, I am, so thank you. The next one is from Kermod Cameron on Instagram, and he says, who inspired me to start YouTube? Well, funnily enough, it was more Twitch that I got inspired to start with, because I used to watch Pieface. And that was Prime Pieface in his old setup with body spray, deodorant, spraying it around, just going mental. And I used to love it. And then it was lockdown. I was playing like FC or FIFA, as it was called then, with all my mates. And I was like, you know what, I might give this a go. And I didn't really tell anyone, apart from like a couple of my mates. Did my first stream in front of 2 viewers, which was one of them was me on my phone. It's always important to be on 1 viewer minimum. And then one of them was my mate James, who just sat there and didn't really think anything of it. And then started a YouTube channel after that. Someone, FGO Edits, has asked, if I was to play for Liverpool or United, who would I play for? And I can't say no one. Liverpool, mate. Because why would I ever play for Manchester United? Someone asked me if I'm looking forward to footies, which is a bit of a dead question, so I'm just going to keep moving, mate. Sorry, pal. But he's also asked what my favourite food is. And everyone who knows me knows my favourite food is Doner meat and chips, and I love to see it, so thank you. I've got another message here off Rob, and he says, why do you lie about your height, you fat bastard? Well, I'll tell you the reason I'm fat instead, mate. Every time I see your mum, she gives me a biscuit, and I eat it. All right, mate. Cookie! Nom, 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 oh, nom, 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 nom. Connor Innit has asked me, how much have you spent on EAFC, and do you think it was worth it in the long run? Right, lads, honestly, I have this conversation with my stream a lot. Spending money on the game for me is an investment. I've spent a lot of money on it, but I've made it back. So it is worth it for me, but it's never worth it for you guys. So please do not try this at home, what I do. I try to make content which is fun for you guys to watch, but you don't have to copy it, do you? Oh, mate, I got a message from Pandy. What a legend. He said, what's your favourite platform to release content on? I love Twitch the most. Right, you know what? Things changed for me because Twitch was unbelievable. I love Twitch so much, and I always will have Twitch, like, a special place in my heart, right? But unfortunately, sometimes I can't stream now. So YouTube, like, I like the comments on the YouTube videos, you know, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's between Twitch and YouTube. Twitch is obviously where I started, and I'll always be grateful for, but YouTube as well. I actually quite like TikTok and Instagram. I like Instagram because I post a lot of dumps on Instagram. So, as a shameless plug, I'm just going to plug my Instagram on the screen right now. Please go and follow me, and let me know down below if you did. Kai Preen has asked what the best stadium is I've visited doing my job. I think the moment it hit me the maddest, obviously I love going to the Etihad because that's the stadium of the club I support. Every time I'm there, I actually get a buzz. We've got Arsenal on Sunday, buzzing to work there. I'm so lucky to do it. But the Bernabeu, when I worked pitside with Nader Manu at the Bernabeu, I was stood there and I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually here. And I have the opportunity to do it again in the next week or so, which is so sick. So, yeah, I'm going to thank you guys again. Thank you. Luke Bradburn, my boy, has messaged and he said, best advice getting it...
I promise, like, and...
Luke Bradburn has messaged me and he said, what's the best advice for getting into YouTube and streaming? You're thinking of starting. Well, firstly, I advise everyone to start because you never know what could happen. But, I mean, I've got like 3 rules. All right, these are 3 rules that I follow myself, so I don't know if you guys want to listen or not, or you think, oh, he's waffling, he's fat, whatever. You can think that. But I would never look at views because I stream to like literally 10 people for the start. So I won't look at views at all. No way. Do it for fun. Only click go live or make content that you want to make, because when you start making videos that are dead, you won't enjoy it, and the viewers will realise you don't enjoy it. And number 3, don't put pressure on yourself. Like, because a lot of people will put so much pressure on themselves, and like you open yourself up to the world, and you know you be sort of like afraid to embarrass yourself. Don't do that, mate. Do everything. Like, who cares what anyone thinks? I get loads of abuse, but it don't really matter because I get loads of people who are nice as well. Right, I got another question which is pretty decent, to be fair. He said, "Can you show me your first month on Twitch?" I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, mate, because I think that's a really good question. So I'm going to show you my first month on Twitch TV ever. Oh my God, my sub count's dropped a bit. Not streamed, have we? Right, how do I do this now? Give us a sec, lads. Right, here's my first month, right? So as you can see, I had 16 average viewers, which I was very grateful for. I had a stream with 3 viewers. One of them was me on my phone. And then it just sort of just went like 16. And then I had a stream with 22 viewers. And I remember this because I was absolutely buzzing, mate. It was class, right? And then I also had a 25 viewer that month. In the month, I made $57. And I streamed for 92 hours. So based on my calculations, the money I was on was a shambles. And I didn't have anything else. So let me just have a look at, let's do the maths, shall we? Yeah, I can't do the maths, but it wasn't very good, all right? It was a shocker. $57, that is, by the way, not pounds. I didn't have enough for a payout, but I got 25 subs, so shout out to them people who subbed. Then the next month, it got a bit better, but I streamed for 116 hours. I made $200, which was class. 22 average viewers. Things were looking up. Then it went to 34 average viewers, 126 hours I streamed for. Mate, how did I stream for so long? And then I had $200 revenue. And then it went to 90 average viewers. And I fell off a bit. I started streaming less. But I made more, which was decent. And then it got to 165 average viewers. So it took me like 4 months to get off the ground, which was decent. But thank you for your question, mate. I appreciate that. Right, next up is Raz HD. What a guy. We need to get him on a Discard video soon, 100%. He said, what's my daily routine like? Well, I don't actually have a daily routine, mate. I have like a schedule. But then I try and wake up early in the morning. Well, I do have a daily routine, actually, but it's just not consistent. Wake up early in the morning. I read some stuff like that I need to learn for my stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and I try and like plan things. On a Monday, I'll always plan the week ahead, but I have a diary. So I'll show you my first week in April. So I have a shoot with the BBC on Monday. And I have to do a little something there that I put in. Grim's my barber, so he's there. Then I have a podcast in London. Then we play Aston Villa on the Wednesday, so I'll be working Matchday Live, hopefully streaming before. Then I have a shoot with the famous football on Thursday. Block that out by the beam because they can't see who it is yet. And then I'm filming a real life video on Friday, which will be for this channel, and obviously streaming. And then Saturday we have Palace away. And then Sunday I fly to Madrid until Wednesday the 10th. So that is how I work. I look at things quite short term in terms of, obviously I have a schedule where it's pretty mental, and thanks to you guys it's so full, and I love every minute of it. But yeah, I just try and, in terms of daily routine, I don't do the same things every day, but I do try and go to the gym a lot. Like, that's what I've started trying to do, because looking after yourself and not sitting in your setup is really important. Health is wealth. Oh, just got a text from my dad. Right, okay. Let's have a look at some more questions. Someone said, how does it feel to always lose to Andy at EAFC? I'm just going to ignore that question, you cheeky bastard. James Ben asked me what my favourite away day experience is. We played Victoria Pilsen a few years ago. I went with my mates and it was a really good trip. So I'm going to say Victoria Pilsen, bit of a rogue one. But I also went to the 6-1 at Old Trafford, which was class. And I always like mentioning that one. Someone asked on Instagram, a.manchester, what my biggest moment of my content creator career is so far. You know what the worst thing is, right, about what I do? I don't really live in the moment when I should. But I'd say probably Istanbul, when we won the treble and being on the pitch, and the first person I spoke to was De Bruyne, which is just mental because, like, what am I doing with Kevin De Bruyne? And he follows me on Instagram, by the way, which is pretty cool. So that was good. And then obviously I think doing EA broadcasts and stuff like that has been pretty cool as well. So yeah, probably one of them. Dr. Schaffer said, will you be going on the USA tour? Columbus would love to have you. Well, I would like to have Columbus too, mate. But I don't know. You know what it is, right? For the US tour and for any jobs you do at City, it's like the England call-up. You sit there, you just wait for your phone to ring, and the phone hasn't rang yet. If it rings, I'll be there. If it doesn't ring, I'll probably be doing some content here or something. I don't know, but I hope I'm on the plane. But honestly, just don't know yet. But if I do, mate, I'll see you there. John has asked if I want a Harland-sized Foden or a Foden-sized Harland. What the f***? Elford has said, as a question, I know you. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. I've got a question from some geezer, and he said, you banned me on Twitch. How dare you ban me on Twitch? It's on site when I see you. Thank you for your question, mate. Much love. Jayana's asked who my favourite person is to work with in the YouTube scene. And it has got to be AJ3, even though he absolutely bodies me all the time. I also love making videos with Bateson. Bateson's a really cool guy. I love him to bits. Someone has asked me, what do you think about the hate Danny is getting? To be honest, lads, look, I know you guys might feel a certain way about this, whatever, but Danny Aarons is a very good friend of mine, and I genuinely love the guy to bits. He's a great guy. He hasn't changed one bit. He's just stepped away and doing things better for himself. So as a friend, I'm proud of him. I think the hate's a bit stupid. The internet's a weird place, though, right? Like, people are pretty weird. People will be watching this video right now and just being weird about it as well. So, I mean, it's just the way it is. It's the way it goes. But I would like it to stop. But I can't stop it on my own, mate. I'm not Superman. Matty has asked how I ended up with the City team and if they asked me to do something with them. I mean, in terms of working with the players, I did like a player rating video once and then did FG versus City, which is on YouTube, which is pretty cool, where I played FC against them. And it just sort of happened like that, really. I saw them a lot at games, and when you go on European trips, you just sort of see them in passing. When I was on tour, you work with them a lot, and they're just normal people, and it's pretty cool, you know? They're just very, very, very talented. Have you ever had a pinch me moment? Yeah, I do have quite a few pinch me moments, but the worst thing about me, I'm trying to learn now, lads, which is why I'm doing Instagram dumps and taking photos and stuff, is I don't live in the moment enough. So I'm trying to do that a bit more. So that's, normally I have pinch me moments when I get home. I remember after we won the treble, I was just sat on my bed after the parade and I was like, I can't believe I've just been involved in all this. It was unbelievable. I was exhausted, but it was incredible. So yeah, I need to start, you know, doing stuff like that. I've got a question from Rob, and he says, hey mate, how do you maintain a balance between work, personal life and self-care? Well, the reality of it is I don't. That I've taken a lot of sacrifices in terms of I work a lot, which means can't really do much apart from work, but it doesn't really feel like work, which is good. I am working on the self-care thing though. I'm trying to go to the gym a lot and run a lot. I've just hired a PT. Shout out to Mark T. So I'm trying to do that. And personal life stuff, yeah, probably should work on that a little bit, but I'm enjoying the journey at the minute. The next question is, how do you approach making life decisions? I think it's important to not be impulsive. I'm quite impulsive. Like, if someone calls me a knob on Twitch, I'll just say they're a knob back and something like that. But I think I have good people around me. So I have, obviously, my dad I speak to a lot, and then I speak to Agent Ollie. Shout out to Agent Ollie, he's a hero. But I'll and ah over something for ages. I've had some offers before that I've just not taken, which I'm going to another video and stuff. But I think it's important to just take your time with everything, and that's what my biggest advice is to any of you guys. Just take your time. How do you handle failure and setbacks in life? Oh my god, these are, mate, we're getting a bit deep here. It's only 9:30 in the morning. To be honest, not very well. I fail a lot. I fail a million times. I mean, the worst feeling is like, you just never know with it, like the stuff that I do, because like you can release something, you're like, oh, it's a banging video, and it can just flop, and you're just like, oh. I guess it's just making sure you learn every single time from things, which is really important. And I don't think you fail, you learn, lads. All right, lads, that's all we've got time for. I'm really sorry, I got so many questions. If you want to see a part 2, if you've got any more questions, write them down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.